What is up, y'all? Today we have an absolute banger. Today we are going to be showing y'all what it is like to play MX Bike on a Mac. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I always play on a MacBook. So you're probably familiar with this, but maybe you didn't know that I'm on a Mac. Anyways, this is what it's like to play MX Bike on a Mac. I've loaded up an ARL map here. I'm currently running a MacBook Pro M3 with the 32 gig of RAM option. And you can see that it handles ARL maps fine. I'm playing at 1440p on a 35-inch monitor. It's good enough to where I'm able to stream and record on top of it. And I don't know if it helps prove I'm in a Mac here, but you can see all of this. And the way I actually run MX Bikes, which I'll do a whole separate installation and how-to video, is through this program called Whiskey. You can download it for free. You can go down here, you can see all my programs, you can see mxbikes.exe. Basically, Whiskey is a nice little layer on top of Wine, if you've ever heard of it, which is Windows on Mac, something Windows and Linux environment, I think. Not entirely sure, guys. I did not go to college. That is not what today's video is about. But the point is you can run MX Bikes on a Mac pretty astonishing well. You can run the big maps. You can play online. You can run good graphics. And it doesn't hesitate or stutter. I think my overall CPU usage is like below 10%. Same with my my graphics usage, I believe. And you'll see, I mean, it's not a different game or anything. Here, we'll pull up another map. Maybe I'll show you what an online is like. You can see that, you know, whatever map it is, you can load in mods, skins. It's the exact same as normal. So you see I have all my different bikes here. You see I have all my different rider skins. You can be just as unhealthy about how much stuff you have. Go to testing. You can see I have a long list of maps. And if I go to my Finder, and I go to MX Bikes, you'll see I have the mods folder just like you have on Windows. It's just as easy to install mods. And I'm going to go ahead and try to race. The fun thing about racing is I am also on Starlink, so you kind of get that a 2-in-1 demo of what it's like to not only play MX Bikes on a MacBook, but what it's like to race online races from a satellite. So I'm in rural North Carolina on a 12-acre property right now. We used to only have DSL, but now, thankfully, with Starlink, we're able to pull down pretty good speeds. The only thing is it can be a little bit inconsistent, so there are some times where maybe I'm in a race and I'm 15 minutes into a race and everyone disappears for about 5 seconds and they come back. But yeah, besides that, the whole thing works pretty well. I'm really happy about it. I used to have an NZXT Streaming Plus PC with a 3070 Ti. I actually sold that when I moved back, or I didn't move back from California. I drove back from California to NC this past month. I was just like, you know what, it could break. The GPU is hanging on by a thread, and my car was already full. And my Mac plays MX Bike so surprisingly well, and it can do it on the go. And I love, like, I have a Tesla too, so I love bringing my MacBook to the Tesla charger stops and cranking out a moto. Oh, so you can see it gets a little bit inconsistent when the ping is bad. We're running about 72 when I joined right now, but I'm predicting we're probably floating a bit above that. Because you can see when it gets smooth, it runs nice and great. It's not the Mac. But if you've never played on Starlink before, you're literally talking to satellites. So there can be some pretty bad latency, even if the ping is okay. Nothing compared to like true, I don't want to say true satellite internet, but old-fashioned satellite internet like Viasat. But it's still noticeable. Now, I still win motos all the time, so it's not something that really affects me too much. But if you're looking for a perfect wireless experience, I certainly wouldn't do it with Starlink. That being said, my Starlink router is 3 floors above me. I have a pretty big house, and I'm using an Eero system. I have one right next to my computer right here to make it stretch all the way down to my PC in the basement. And then I'm not connected over Ethernet, which I'm sure would help a bit too. But you can see online works pretty well. You can see everyone in the mini-map in the top right. There's nothing different from Windows. I can return. Again, confirm that I am on a Mac here. We'll go back. Maybe we'll try one more map. We'll try out like a really big ARL motocross map or a compound. I think a really big compound would be like Deegan's, the Dangerboy facility. So let's do like MX Long. And of course, there's no way we're visiting Dangerboy's facility on a 450. Not happening. You got to go 252 stroke or 254 stroke. Those are the rules. I don't make them. Let's send it on in. Now, I haven't reviewed this track yet. It's available for, I believe, $4 on mxbikes-shop.com. For all you broke boys out there, I promise you it's worth it. Go between the couch cushions. Go ask your mama for $4. Whatever the case may be, it is an awesome track. It has so many fun tracks. It's got a supercross, a pit bike track, an MX long, and an MX short. So 2 variations of the motocross track. Has freestyle. And you're at Deegan's house, baby. It's sweet. So you can see everything is loading up great. I have the draw distance up to the max. The settings are pretty low for anti-aliasing, so let's take a look at what I am playing on graphics-wise. Dynamic shadows are off, reflections, shaders are on, draw models, terrain detail, all that's high. I have 3D grass off, I have track screens off. The refresh rate's default, I have it set to 60 Hz in my browser. We're running 1440p, 2x anti-aliasing, basic screen ratio, and then texture set to high. Filtering is like all the way down to the bottom of bilinear, and anisotropic is 1x. Don't know what that really means. I just think it makes things smoother. I'm no video game developer, guys. I'm a software engineer, baby. I don't know what any of that means. I just ChatGPT'd it. So yeah, let's go on to the actual track. You can see that's like the little. I think that's the pit bike track. And I mean, again, guys, this looks beautiful. If I didn't tell you we were playing on a Mac, I guarantee you, you're not asking yourself, you're not going, oh, what's that? Is that a Mac? You're gonna be like, it looks like MX Bikes. And it's better than most of your friends' shitbox PCs, if we're being honest. So here's the strat, guys. If you are still in school, maybe you're going to college, or even better, you're getting your first job, your employer is sending you a MacBook. You know what you do? You fucking thank them, and you install MX Bikes on it. It's that easy. And then you comment on my video and you say, hey Jim, how do I install MX Bikes? And I will tell you how to install MX Bikes on your school computer, your work computer, your mama's computer that she gave you in the back, whatever it is. We'll get it running. And I'm sure, I know a lot of you guys maybe hate on this, but there are so many people who, if they just found this video, we could get them running MX Bikes who could not run MX Bike before. I would bet you if you have a Mac, it could run it, even if it's not the latest Mac. I actually have an Intel Mac, with a touch bar. Maybe I will make my install video on that one, just to see how old of a Mac we could get this thing running on. Because I'd be willing to bet it runs pretty good on that old thing. I haven't run this track in forever, guys, sorry. Can we hit the triple? No fucking way are we hitting the triple. That was a way underestimate. Underestimate. And we have found the danger zone. Such a fun track, guys. If you saw that other cutaway on the left, that's for MX Short. I don't ever play the MX Short. I love this MX Long track. This is what I want the track at my house to look like. I have a couple of trails, and I have like one skiddied out track, but it has no jumps. It's like almost a flat track through the woods on this property. Yeah, we need to go out and buy a skid steer and really get to work. I'm doing whole shots of my driveway over here right now, boys. On my YZ250. Those of you who don't know, I have a 2022 YZ250X, 2021 TTR 110 all BBR'd out, and I have a 2024 Honda CRF 450R. I ride on Mike Bailey, boys. Oh, shit. I used to have a 2013 YZ450F with a Recluse. I totaled the fuck out of that last year on a big double at the Ridge NC. And just totally cased it, and I bent the like whole subframe and exhaust in half. And we weren't going to change it, but it was just really hard to find parts. And I had a race the following week for Red Bull, the one that I'm wearing the hat for, the Day in the Dirt, which if you haven't done both ways, you should do it. It's open for amateurs, everything like that. It's tons of fun. They got one coming up in Pennsylvania in like a couple weeks. I'll be there. And they have one at Glen Helen coming up a couple weeks after that. Haven't decided if I'll be able to get up to that one yet. Currently selling my house near Glen Helen. So, if it hasn't sold yet, maybe. But I gotta get a bike across the country, that's half the problem. When I go back to California, I'll probably move into Irvine area, so probably a little closer to like Fox, like Elsinore. Right now, I'm riding Glen Helen all the time when I'm in California. It's my favorite. Oh shit. I even got some hardware from Glen Helen not that long ago. It was fun. I got that one with no shifter on the YZ250. So yeah, guys, I'm getting a rambling here. I'm carried away. But you can see, MX bikes on a Mac, online, big map, small map, custom bikes, whatever the deal is, it's the exact same as Windows. The exact same. Especially if you have a newer Mac. I got this Mac, this is a 2024, 32 gigs of RAM. And unlike a Windows computer, I believe the RAM is shared between the video card and like the CPU, like the typical RAM. So basically, when you got a 32 gig Mac, in terms of RAM, that video has got a lot of RAM accessible. Guys, I'm not making any sense here, but I'm trying to say that it runs pretty good. And if you got a Mac, you should try this. And you should leave a comment below if you want to see a video on how to install it. The TLDR is to download Whiskey, then download Steam through Whiskey, the Windows version, and then set up your Steam account, and then open Steam, download MX Bikes the normal way, and then install your mods the normal way. It's like that simple. But I'll make an install video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is MX Bikes on a MacBook. What's it like? Especially with Starlink too. We did a little cameo in here showing my Starlink connection. Hope you guys had a great day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more daily MX Bikes and motocross content. I'll probably do a video soon ripping my YZ250 through the trails. Maybe I'll do a bike tour where I show you guys all my bikes. I'm about to get my CR450R back from the shop. Nothing major happened. It just needed some maintenance, and I've had like 0 time lately to work on it. I stripped like 9 bolts out on the bike, and I've been using zip ties. So anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching. We'll talk soon. See ya.